Hi everyone, I'm Jacqueline.
Hi.
Having a good evening. Thank you for coming out here tonight. Today I'll be giving you a brief introduction on the basic introduction to the ATOMY company. But before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself to you a little bit. I actually started out with ATOMY because of my mom. She introduced this company to me. She got into it because of Hemohim Healthcare, and then she was telling me that they also have skincare. I told her if it's not Korean made, then I'm not interested, because I know that Korean skincare is the top in the industry, and I had been trying out different types of Korean skincare products. And some, didn't work as well, and some worked pretty well, but they're kind of pricey. So I decided to give it a try, and then after using it for a few months, one of my coworkers asked me, "What do you use for your skin? It looks great. Whatever you're using, I'll use the exact same thing." And I had never talked about ATOMY with her, so she bought a whole set too. So that's how I started off with ATOMY, and obviously I started to learn more about the company. They have a lot of other different products besides skincare. And the more I got to know about it, the more I was interested, and so here I am today, sharing it with you. So happy to be here. Okay, so let's give you an outline. Okay, so we'll be first going over the Korean Ministry of Food and Drug Safety. That's to give us a better understanding of the healthcare and cosmetics industry and the standards they have. Then we'll be talking about ATOMY as a company, where it stands within this industry. And we'll look at ATOMY products really briefly, as well as its growth and success, and finally we'll end with compensation. So this is a lot of information crammed in a short period of time. We do have separate presentations that goes into more detail on some of these topics. But we will have some time for Q&A at the end as well, okay? Oops, okay. So the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety team, or just Ministry of Food and Drug Safety, that's actually a Korean government agency that's similar to the US FDA. So they regulate anything that goes in or on the human body. That obviously naturally includes cosmetics and health food. How many of you here have heard of the term functional cosmetics? Raise your hands. I will tell you about it since nobody knows. Okay. So functional cosmetics is different from regular cosmetics. It has been, in order for something to be called a functional cosmetic, it has to be proven to do what it actually claims it does. So one of these functions, either whitening the skin, helping with wrinkles, tanning, or UV protection. And they actually added several other functions at the end of 2017, a total of 9 functions that functional cosmetics can do. So, for example, ATOMY has some functional cosmetics as well. We have the Absolute sunscreen here that contains essence. It is SPF 50 plus, and it's got PA++++. And we also have the sun stick here. Now these two both have 3 different functions. They are both provide UV protection, as well as has whitening properties, and they have anti-wrinkle, so that's to help with de-aging. So, in order for something to be called functional cosmetics, there's any functions that they have on their label, they can only put it on there if it's already been proven and approved by MFDS. So in order to get that approval to put the functions on their label, they have to go through very rigorous testing and to pass, to prove that they actually do what they say it does. So who here has purchased a product that didn't do what it said it advertised it would do? Nobody? Everything you've ever bought works perfectly the way it's supposed to? What about that burger that says eat this and you'll lose weight, or wear this perfume and you'll have a movie star boyfriend? No? Okay. Well, I'm sure there have been things that you guys have all purchased that didn't work quite the way you thought it would. Now, with functional cosmetics, you don't have to worry about the quality or the effectiveness of the product because it's been proven, right? So there's no such thing as false advertising. And Korea is one of the few countries that has these strict standards, which really sets it apart in the market. So in addition to, sorry, I keep going the wrong way here. Okay, in addition to cosmetics, we also have something called functional food. And basically, it contains functional ingredients that provide nutrition and benefits to your body. And these contain, in order to identify something as a health functional food, it'll have this sticker right here Do I have a laser? I have a laser pointer, guys. That worked. Oh, it doesn't work so well on the screen. Okay, that's okay. So you can see that there's a sticker here that identifies it as a health functional food. If you don't have the sticker, you cannot call it a health functional food, and it's not guaranteed effectiveness. So health functional foods also have to have rigorous testing in order to get approval. So there's again no such thing as false advertising. Now, before the company even submits to MFDS to get approval, they have to do their own testing first, right? Like, is my product really going to do what it says it does? So this really opens up the market to encourage a lot of research and development. And this is not limited to just vitamins, but any type of health supplement that's going to be beneficial for us, right? So they're looking at new ingredients, cutting-edge technology. So more research means better products, which is beneficial for the consumers, which is us. So yay, lucky us, right? Now this process can be kind of lengthy. It can take 2 to 3 years, sometimes 5 years, because there's a lot of testing that they have to make sure that it's actually working the way they say it will. For example, Hemohin, though, this product actually ended up taking 8 years of research and development. So it's a very thorough process. And you can see this really reflects on the high standards in the Korean market for the products. And that's why Korean cosmetics, for example, has just been booming, right? It's just been trending and super popular worldwide because this is really what the standards are what differentiates the Korean products in the global market. All right. So we've talked a little bit about how we've established how the high standards of the Korean market really sets it apart. Now let's take a look at ATOMY as a company and how it compares in this top tier. Here's a visual to give you an idea of how the structure is set up. On this side, we have Komar Korea, the manufacturers over here, which is a #1 ODM company that specializes in pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, as well as health food. And then we have KERI, which is the top nuclear energy research institute funded by the Korean government. And these two top organizations, they combine together to create a joint venture called Komar Beauty and Health, Komar B&H. And Komar develops functional cosmetics as well as functional health food, what we just talked about. Now here's where ATOMY comes into play. ATOMY is the sole exclusive distributor for Komar B&H. And we do this via online shopping, just like Amazon, Alibaba, all those other companies. Now, a little bit of history. ATOMY was founded in 2009 in Korea, and it started off with sales of $21 million US. Today, it has sales of over $1 billion US. It's open in 14 different countries. It has millions of members worldwide. So this is a lot of growth that's happening in such a short period of time. This is less than 10 years. How are they able to achieve this? Let's take a look. Okay. So let's first talk about ATOMY as a brand. What does the ATOMY brand represent? Well, it provides daily necessity products. Basically, things that we use, everyday household products. If you just go one day without using it, it'll significantly affect your quality of life. Can you imagine not being able to brush your teeth for a whole day? No kisses for you, huh? That's gonna be pretty, yeah, that's just one simple thing. It's just toothbrush and toothpaste. One day without it can really affect your life. So some companies that offer necessary products would be like Procter & Gamble. I'm sure you guys have heard they have detergent as well as paper towels. We also have L'Oreal with hair care and makeup, Nestle with chocolate and good coffee. Some of you guys are not functional in the morning without coffee, so it's definitely a necessity. So what sets ATOMY apart from these other companies that are also providing necessary products? Well, ATOMY guarantees their products are of absolute quality and of absolute price. Now, what does that mean? Absolute quality means that they guarantee their products are of the highest possible quality. And they're providing it at the lowest possible price. So their quality can be comparable to luxury brands. And the absolute price point, it's not just less expensive, but our competitors cannot even match that. Otherwise, they'll go out of business. That's how low the price is. So, as a recap then, the ATOMY brand represents necessary products, people need it, absolute quality, it's guaranteed, and absolute price. It's affordable. So you can see with functional cosmetics, it's actually the #1 selling functional cosmetics brand in Korea with the skincare system. as well as the number one selling functional health food brand in Korea with Hemo Hair, which we talked about a little bit earlier. So in order to be number one, you can't have mediocre quality, right? So you know that the quality is there. It's good stuff. That's why it can be number one selling. So the absolute quality is there. Now, hold on a second. When we think of higher quality, usually we think it comes with a higher price tag, right? So how is ATOMY able to give us higher quality products but at a lower price? Well, they use something called masstige strategy. So they mass produce prestige products. This is where they're able to buy products that are of high quality and also of value. Therefore, they just need to look at how they're going to distribute these quality products that are of great value out, because that's going to be efficient distribution is going to be the key in getting these products out there at a low price. So ATOMY also functions as a distribution hub. So they're able to connect the manufacturers directly with the end consumer. They're cutting out there's no advertising fees, they're cutting out all the middlemen. All these savings are being passed on directly to the consumer. That's how they're able to get that absolute price, through the direct selling method. And this is the distribution method that works, and this is how they're able to get absolute price. And the video touched on this a little bit as well, but ATOMY also does a global sources, global sales, which means that they are basically having products from anywhere in the world delivered to anywhere in the world, as long as ATOMY has a presence there. So nowadays we know that things get outsourced and manufactured in different countries, right? So if we have a product that is really, really good and it is made elsewhere, somewhere on the other side of the world, we're still able to access that product, the high quality products, at affordable prices, through this distribution hub, through the global GSGS system. And eventually ATOMY's goal, their vision, is to be able to have a variety of diverse different products and have it accessible to everyone everywhere. Because ATOMY is constantly growing and coming up in new countries as well. So how do they distribute all this? Well, it's the 21st century. We're all connected through the internet, right? So online shopping, super popular. How many of you guys do online shopping? Everybody, right? I probably spend way too much time online shopping, to be honest. But it's just so easy and so convenient. But one of the problems with online shopping is sometimes you don't really get what you see, right? It's like, oh, maybe this doesn't fit quite as well, or I didn't think it looked like that. But with ATOMY, 100% satisfaction guarantee. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee. You buy the product, you don't like it, maybe not quite the right fit, color, or whatever it may be, then you can always return it. So you don't have to, you can buy with confidence online here. And we know this is working because we have over 4 million active members that are using the website now. This is as of 2018, so I think it might even be 5 million now. Yeah, over 5 million. That's 1 million more in 1 year. Okay, maybe not exactly 1 million more, but that's a lot in a year. Okay, and there is absolutely no fees. It's absolutely free. So this is like Amazon. If you want Prime, you have to pay for Prime, right? You don't have to do that with ATOMY. There's no fees. It's free membership. No requirements at all. No auto shipment, nothing like that. The only thing is, if you want to keep your account active, you have to purchase one product a year. It could be toothpaste. It could be toothbrush. It's really not a very strict requirement at all, right? It's pretty doable. So this is what our website looks like. Over here is the drop down for the different countries you can access because this can be a global business as well. And if you don't know already, there is a very convenient, very helpful ATOMY mobile app. I actually find this a little bit more user-friendly to use than the website. But we're always on our cell phones, so you can take ATOMY to go with you, right? Using the mobile app. All right. So I'm not going to talk too much about the manufacturers because we do have a whole separate presentation that goes into detail about that. But I just want to give you an idea of where are these products coming from. So we did touch on Colmar and Carey, and we talked about how they combined together to create a joint venture called Colmar B&H. Just so you know, Colmar is actually the same manufacturer that produces brands such as Johnson & Johnson, Lancome, Chanel. So they have over 500 clients, and these are top brands that many of us are very familiar with. So you know it's a very reputable company, and it's one of the top manufacturers in the world. Okay, and the technology that we get from both Carey and Colmar, as well as the ones that Colmar B&H developed, that all goes into our products. So we have the benefits that maybe some of the products, product brands that Colmar has, like we mentioned Lancome, Chanel, that we may have their technology, but we also have technology that's unique to us, only from Carey and Colmar B&H. Okay. So now again, because we don't have too much time, I'm not going to go over a lot of the products or in a lot of detail. There are so many products out there. We definitely will have another session talking in more detail about the different products and how to use them and all the fun stuff. But for right now, just an overview. These are the different categories that are currently available, the different types of products ATOMY has. Now, this is based on the Korean market, just so you know, not all of these categories are available in all markets. However, the goal is for it to eventually be available in all markets. And this is constantly growing. They're always adding new products. And I'm super excited when the new products come out. Lee knows I'm always ordering. I don't even know what that is, but I'm just going to order it and see it first because I know the quality is good and I'm probably going to end up using it anyway, right? Okay, so this is to give you an idea of some of the products that we do carry. You can see that we have the health supplements such as vitamin C, omega-3. We've got skincare, makeup, soap, shampoo, laundry detergent, dish detergent, things that we are using every day, right, on a very regular basis. So I want to highlight some of our top selling, most popular products. So I had mentioned earlier the Skincare 6 system. This is the #1 selling functional, I'm blanking out here, functional skincare. Yes, functional cosmetics, there you go, in Korea. And this contains a lot of the technology, advanced patented technology, from the manufacturers we talked about, Carey, Colmar, and Colmar B&H. And I think I just found out today, there's over 5 million that were sold? 55 million that was sold since it came out. And that's less than 10 years ago. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, already, yeah, in less than 10 years. But all that amazing technology, this company is awesome that they always want to give us the best. They took that technology, enhanced it, added new technology, and came out with our latest skincare line, which is Absolute Skincare. This is also a very popular one, and this just launched in end of 2017. Hemohim, we mentioned it earlier a little bit here, #1 selling functional health supplement. This is really good for boosting your immunity, helping to fight fatigue. It increases your red blood cells. It just has a whole host of really good benefits that we have no time to cover today. So come back again next time, yeah? And we have toothpaste. This is another very popular item. It's, again, something we use every day. What is special about our toothpaste is that it uses propolis, which is a natural substance made from bees. So it's natural anti-inflammatory, natural antibiotic, and it's just really, it doesn't leave that kind of like a chemical, very processed feeling in your mouth. Okay, so let's talk about ATOMY's growth and success. In terms of products, we started out when we founded with just one product, just Hemohim. Can you imagine a company that's only selling one product? And today, we have over 300 products in so many different categories. Oh, I jumped ahead. Well, that was all I wanted to say about that slide. Growth, we mentioned, they had $21 million in sales when they first started, and now it's over $1 billion. Less than 10 years. How many companies do you guys know of that can have this type of rapid growth in such a short period of time? This isn't random, this isn't luck, this works, because the system works, and we have the numbers to prove it too. Because like we said, people love the products. It's got absolute quality, it's absolute price, and they need to use it every day, right? And also, it's manufactured by the most high standards of manufacturers in Korea. Our membership is also growing exponentially here over time. I think we have over 5 million now, and this is active membership worldwide. Speaking of worldwide, we are also expanding globally. So we have presence in 14 countries now. We just opened up in Indonesia and in Russia end of last year. And this year we're expecting to open up Vietnam and China. Guys, China has a population of over 1.4 billion. this is the time to get on the boat. You don't want to miss it. This is really just absolutely perfect timing for you guys to capitalize on that market, the Chinese market. You know, can you imagine just 1%, one little piece of that pie? That would be amazing. So that's coming soon. So what's the secret to success? It's a secret, I can't tell you. Well, we've pretty much been talking about it, right? So ATOMY provides necessary products that are of absolute quality, absolute price. Consumers see the value in the savings by using ATOMY products. That's why they switch to using ATOMY products. Then they become repeat consumers, and they're able to repeat these purchases very easily, very conveniently online. And then they fall in love with the ATOMY products, so they're sharing it with everyone they know. That's how it can be so successful. It's not rocket science here. It's very straightforward, very simple. Anybody can do this. So we talked about ATOMY as a company. We looked at their products. We charted their growth. If you want to do this as a business, though, what does it all come down to? Show me the money, right? So let's talk about that. How does the compensation work here? Well, before we get into that, why do we even want to do ATOMY as a business? We talked about some of the benefits. There's absolutely no fees. So you don't have to actually put in money in order to make money like a lot of other network marketing companies here. There's no requirements. You don't have any auto shipment or any monthly purchase requirements. Again, what is the one requirement that you have to do in order to keep your account active? Can anyone remember?
Buy one item.
Buy one item. Just one item a year. That's right. It's so easy that sometimes you'll forget to do it. So they do give you a little bit of a grace period. But some of the other benefits as well include, and this one will make a little bit more sense as we go over the compensation, but your personal PV lasts forever. It never expires, and you have unlimited levels and unlimited accumulation of members below you. And this is truly global. There's no restrictions. You can be making money from anywhere in the world here, as long as you have members present in that country. All right, so ATOMY uses a binary system. This is where we are. And then you have a left group and a right group. And it's truly global in the sense that you have one universal ID that works anywhere in the world. So you can go to a different country's market and take a look at what they have. And if you have somebody who lives there, you can deliver an address to them and you have the credit card over there. You can even purchase products from different countries. And you can see that your members down beneath you can also be from anywhere in the world. If you have family, in Southeast Asia, you can definitely sign them up too. All right. So this is what the commission sharing structure looks like with other companies. And most of you are probably going to be familiar with this, right? You have about 1% of the people earning about 90% of the income. And then the 90% of the people earning 1% at the very bottom. Does this look very enticing? Would you guys do something like this? Does this look like a good deal? Not unless you're in the 1%, right? And what are the chances of that? Let's take a look at ATOMY's compensation structure. So ATOMY is unique in that they actually place a commission cap. And so all the surplus commission gets returned into the larger commission pool. And that cap is at $50,000 a month, give or take $50,000 a month. How many of you guys think you could live pretty comfortably on $50,000 a month? Yeah, it's pretty reasonable, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so if we're all meeting here, it doesn't matter when you start, you're all going to meet at the same level. This also fosters more cooperation, more teamwork together. Instead of fighting against each other, you guys are helping each other to all meet at the same goal here. Yeah, so it just depends on how much time and effort you're going to be putting into how fast you're going to reach that ceiling. Okay, so compensation has always been a little bit of a complicated topic to explain. And so one of the things we're going to go over is some of the key terms first in order to understand the compensation structure here. We have something called point value, PV. We have personal PV. And we have something called dealership class, as well as group PV, both your left side and your right side. And finally, we have something called point. I know it sounds kind of random and weird, but it's just point. Okay, so point value. What is it? Basically, anytime you purchase an ATOMY product, there's a point value associated with it. that is different from the price. So here are some examples of some ATOMY products, their unit PV as well as their unit price. Now there's no real formula, how many PVs equal how many dollars, nothing like that. It's not concrete and it varies, and the company is the one that decides it. So, but that's what PV is. Okay, and your commission is based on PV, not price of the product. Okay, personal PV is basically whenever you make purchases using your own account, products for yourself, then that's PV that you accumulate for yourself. That's your personal PV. And this is what determines your dealership class. It doesn't actually generate any income having your own personal PV. Dealership class, is what determines your commission. And the higher your ranking, then the higher the payout. I will take questions at the end if I'm going through this a little fast. We can come back to it. Okay, so we talked about personal PV. Again, it doesn't generate your income just by having personal PV alone. What it does do, though, is it does give you qualifications. So you have to have at least 10,000 PV, personal PV, in order to be eligible to get any type of commission. And also, like we said, there's no expiration. It lasts forever. Anything you buy, anything you purchase, your personal PV, as long as your account is active. Now, how do you determine the dealership class? Well, it's based on your personal PV. So, for example, if you have 300,000 personal PV, then you're categorized as an agent. 700,000, special agent, so on and so forth. However, there's another way to categorize your dealership class. This one's a little bit more complicated, but say you just don't have maybe the means to purchase that much product for yourself. Well, as long as you have, remember, 10,000 personal PV, because that's what's required to be eligible to earn commission, the company is going to look at your smaller group PV on the previous month. And that PV amount is going to determine what your dealership class is. So this is a little bit confusing, but for most people, this isn't going to be the scenario that applies to them. You can definitely, if you have questions on this, we can definitely talk about it more offline, but this is usually the less common scenario. Just know that there's another option in calculating your dealership class. Okay, so let's talk about group PV now. You have your left group PV and your right group PV. So in this diagram here, your personal PV is 700,000. So you'd be considered a special agent. So your group PV is based on the personal PV of all the members below you. So how I have my 700,000 PV up here, that's my personal PV. All my members have their own personal PV too. When you add that all up, that's what gives you your group PV. And this is the potential to accumulate unlimited levels. So it goes as far down as your group goes. That's as far down as you can accumulate. And you also can accumulate this globally. Again, it doesn't matter where in the world you are. There's no restriction on it. So, for example, here, I'm in America, and we have members across the world here, and then we have some members over on this side. And so if we tally all this up, we've got 775,000 group PV on our left group, and we have 650,000 on our right group. And we will go over an actual example to clarify this in a little bit, okay? But again, it can be any country. It's basically your group PV is a combination of all the personal PV of the members underneath you. So the good thing about that is you don't have to rely on making your own purchases, but it's based on purchases of other people, right? So you don't have to be spending all that money just to make money. Now, the group PV is paid out a commission is what commission is paid out on, but they have to first convert that into a point system. So that's what this last part is. And it's approximately $4 or $5 for every 1 point. And this is calculated on a daily basis. So for example, if you're an agent, your personal PV is 300,000. And then if you have your left and right group both with 300,000 each, then they convert that group PV to a point value of 15. And that is equal to roughly about $70. Okay? So there's two ways to get compensation here with ATOMY. You can get general commission or you can get a mastership bonus, and we will take a look at both of those. Starting with general commission, the 44% here, that is the percentage of the company's earnings that they use to go towards general commission. So that's just what that means. So we talked about personal PV, and that's what determines your dealership class. And then here you are, and you have your left group PV, your right group PV. And so if you're an agent, and the moment you hit 300,000 on your left, 300,000 on your right, both group PVs, that's again just like the chart we saw before, it converts to a 15 points, which is the equivalent of about $70, okay? And then you can see the different levels for the different dealership classes and the different group PV levels as well. Okay, and then the max limit is at the 300 points here, which is about $1,400, give or take. When you add that up, that ends up being your $50,000 a month. So this is your daily potential earnings. And this is calculated daily, paid weekly. Okay, so this is just a chart to illustrate the difference in potential payout based on your dealership class as well as your group PV. So you notice how members and agents, no matter how much your group PV is, the most you can earn is $25 or $70 a day, give or take. Again, these are all estimate numbers. However, once you reach the higher levels of dealership classes, it's going to make a difference with the group PV. You can have higher earning potentials with higher group PVs. Okay. Now, let's go through an example, because that was all very confusing, I know. So, we are an agent at 300,000 personal PV. Day one, I have somebody purchasing 50,000 worth of PV on my left and 50,000 on my right. So, I don't get any commission because it's not reaching 300 and 300,000 on both sides, right? Now, day two, on my right, I have somebody with 50,000, and my left, I have someone with 100,000. So that is going to be a total on my left of 150,000, and on my right, 100,000. Do I get paid out at this point?
No.
No. On day three, we have someone purchasing 150,000 on the left and 200,000 on the right. So now I have a total of 300,000 on my left and 300,000 on my right. So, yay, payday. We get, give or take, $70 again, right? Now moving on to day four, we have 150,000 on our right and no purchases on our left. So notice how your left side is now 0. That's because anytime you get paid out, it'll reset your group PV to recalculate it. So this is different from your personal PV, which never goes to 0 and will never expire. But in order to calculate, anytime you get paid out, they have to start it all over again, right? Because you're not going to be building off of your previous amounts. You've already gotten paid for those. So now you have to start again. Now on day, what day are we on? On day 5, we have we have 400 on one side and 200 on the other side. Oh, someone went on a shopping spree here. Mm-hmm. So we have 400 total on the left and 350 on the right. Do we get paid? Yes, we do. It's over 300 on each side. Perfect. Okay, now day 6, we have 250,000 on the left, none on the right. Again, this is going to go back down to 0 because we already got paid, right? And then finally, on day 7, we've got 60,000 on one side and 350,000 on the other side. So you've got a total of 310 on your left, 350 on your right. So you get paid out again. That's a total commission of $210 in just 1 week. Okay? Did this explanation or the example help a little bit? Yeah. Okay. So the second payout method is via the mastership bonus. There's 7 different levels of masterships, and it's they take 20% of the company's earnings and devote that towards the mastership. You can see though, here 50% of this bonus is devoted to the sales mastership only. That shows that the company really tries to help people who are just starting out. Half of the bonuses are to one mastership. The other 6 levels, they have to share the other 50% here. Of course, there's probably also less of them too. But still, the fact that they're actually distributing it this way, they really want us to succeed. And they're really out there to help us. Now, the mastership bonus is calculated and paid bi-weekly. And so let's take a look here. We have the monthly earning potential of both the general commission as well as the mastership bonus. Again, your dealership class is going to be what determines your maximum daily payout. So this is a combination. This is the combination amount of what you could potentially be earning. Now, how do you actually achieve mastership? Well, there are two opportunities to achieve this challenge every month. You've got the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and the second half of the month from the 16th through the end of the month. And if you achieve the mastership, then you get paid. So, for the first level of sales master, what do you have to do? You have to be a sales agent, or a special agent, sorry. And you have to have 2.5 million PV, group PV on both right and left side. If you do this, your mastership bonus comes out to be about $450. And as a one-time gift, the company will give you a box of Hemohin, a skincare 4-set, evening care 4-set, as well as a skincare 6-set. So they give you free bonus items as well. Next we have Diamond Master, and all the periods for the challenges are going to be the same for all mastership levels. In order to achieve this, you have to be a dealer, and you have to have 2 sales masters on your left and your right. As a promotion bonus, you're going to get the items we mentioned earlier, plus a laptop, so you can do presentations just like this. Sharon Rose Master, you have to be an exclusive distributor, and from here on out, that's the highest level you can be for dealership class. They're all going to be exclusive distributors. And you have to have 2 Diamond Masters on both sides. You're going to get $2,000 cash bonus and true travel tickets. Star Master, you're going to have 2 Sharon Rose Masters on both sides. You have a $10,000 cash bonus and 4 travel tickets. Yeah, start thinking about where you guys want to go for your vacation. We have what? Oh, we do have a Star Master, our brand new Star Master. Recently promoted too. I know. Where are you going for vacation?
I think Cancun.
Cancun. Goodness. So you have 4 travel tickets, right?
Yeah, right.
Where are you going to take?
Okay.
Oh, and we have to say, Sharon Rose Master? Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We have, so for Royal Master, you have to have 2 Star Masters on both sides. You have $50,000 cash bonus. You get a luxury car lease, 4 travel tickets, and $2,000 credit a month to help with sponsorship activities. Okay, Crown Master, you need to have 2 Royal Masters on both sides. You have a $300,000 cash bonus. That car that was leased before is now yours to own. You've got 4 travel tickets and $5,000 credit for sponsorship activities. And finally, Imperial Master. This is the cutoff. This is the top. This is where we all want to be, right? This is the finish line. You have to have 2 Crown Masters on each side. You're going to get a $1 million cash bonus, which CEO Park will be giving to you in a forklift. Apparently, that's what you've been doing. I don't know if the denominations in Korea are smaller. Maybe that's why they have more money, but it's still pretty impressive. You get an office with a secretary, so you can field your phone calls. And then that driver, that car doesn't drive itself. Now it will, because you get a driver with the car. You get 4 tickets for a vacation, and you have $10,000 credit for sponsorship activities. So, you guys are all motivated. You guys all want to be, who wants to be Imperial Master? Yeah, right? So this is pretty enticing. Bonuses, the company's pretty generous with this, right? So before you start this as a business though, we have to ask ourselves some questions. Now, would you be using ATOMY products, and why? Are you using it because they provide you value? Are you using it because they're good quality and because they're affordable? And are you using it continuously? Would you be willing to share your experience with ATOMY products with other people? Because if you're going to be going into business, but you don't even really know what you're selling or what you're trying to promote, who's going to be buying it from you, right? Just like if someone were to ask you for a restaurant recommendation, you're like, oh, maybe you should go to this restaurant. It's like, oh, is it good? What would you recommend there? It's like, oh, I don't know. The sign looks really pretty. Like, I don't think I would trust your recommendation to eat at that restaurant, right? But if you actually eat there yourself, then you're more likely to be able to say, you know what, this product is pretty good, or this dish was really good, this one's a little bit spicy, so it depends on what you need and what you kind of like to eat. Same thing. You can't share products that you haven't tried, and no one's going to really believe it. It's not sincere, it's not authentic. So we want to make sure we try the products ourselves, that we're constantly learning. That's why we're coming to these type of seminars and sessions, right? To learn more about the products, about the company, so that we can share that with other people, and that's how we can be successful. Otherwise, we're just kind of sitting there saying, well, this is great. I'm going to sit there and dream about this Imperial Mastership, but I'm not doing anything about it. So first step is definitely to use the products and try them yourself, see what you like and what works. And then when people have questions, you know how to answer them because you've tried it yourself. Okay? So that concludes our presentation for today. However, I do want to share with you that our Alhambra Center does have a social media presence. So please follow, comment, like, subscribe. We have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We have it all. So just look up ATOMY Absolute Life, Alhambra Center. And I will show you our YouTube site real quick, because I know a lot of you, did you know actually that there is a huge number of people that are learning, doing educational things through YouTube. That's one of the biggest growing places for education. So there's a lot you can learn on the YouTube site, but it's really hard to find maybe what's good and what's not. So what we did is we compiled, here, I'll show it to you real quick. We compiled a lot of the best kind of videos, and let's see here. So if you just type in ATOMY Absolute Life, it'll come up here for the Alhambra Center. And then if you click on it, we kind of organize it and categorize it in a way that makes it a lot easier to use, and it's much more user-friendly. You can share it with other people if you see a specific link that you like. So here we have information about the company. We have it in currently 3 different languages: English, Indonesian, and China. Indonesia just opened, and China is up and coming soon. We also have different product information. We have using the products and demos, as well as just logistical information on registration. A lot of the lectures from CEO Park, as well as Dr. Lee, is on here as well. Because sometimes people don't know or don't really use the ATOMY website as well. It's maybe not as user-friendly to find the channel ATOMY. So it's just easier to share a link to YouTube. And so everything is here. We have some of the really good speakers from the seminars as well. And at the very bottom here, some must-watch recommendations just about the company, some really top lectures from our CEO as well. And we are in the process of making our own videos, demos, so stay tuned for that. That will be coming soon. Any questions, comments, concerns? Wonderful. Thank you.
Very well explained.
Yes, so share this with your friends.
Thank you for Jacqueline. Today she briefed, she introduced the ATOMY, like basic company, some kinds of products, but not all the products and not the detail for the products. Next time she's gonna we invited Jacqueline again to do the really detailed products about the Hemohim, our superstar Hemohim, system, skincare stuff, and Absolutes. Yeah, how it works, what's the products technology, what's the high technology is, and could you do like a demonstration for the omega-3 and introduce some of the omega-3 for our omega-3? For how it works and what's the difference from other brands, like the Costco selling one.
Right now?
Yes,
right
please.
Now? Okay.
So right there, and you can do the
okay.
tests to.
So there's a lot of scientific stuff that goes on with this that I don't have memorized right now. But basically, there's different types of omega-3. There's a long chain and short chain. And long chain is better than short chain. So you'll notice that our omega-3 pills actually smaller. I don't have a different brand with me here today. I'm not prepared for this, sorry guys. But it's actually smaller, but it's more powerful than other omega-3s. Because this one, it has the long chain type of fatty acid. So if it's more effective, so we've cut it open, the capsule open, you can see the omega-3 here. I'm not entirely sure how long this will take to disintegrate, but because it's the more powerful active type of omega-3, it should be eating through the styrofoam. Whereas if you compare it with another type, maybe a generic Costco brand, then it actually will sit there for ages before it disintegrates, or it won't actually disintegrate at all. Because it's using the short chain type of omega-3, which is not as powerful, basically. And so our omega-3 is very high in concentration with, oh, this is in Korean. Oh, well anyways, there's EPA, I get these letters mixed up all the time, but EPA and DHP, I believe, is, they're really good for us, and they're usually found in fish, shellfish, so it's only found in certain types of food, whereas the short chain ones, you can't find that in the seafood. So they actually, their source is from a different place. And also, this one does not have that fishy smell that a lot of omega-3 has. Yeah, so I take this every day. This one you take 2 a day, and it's really good for your eyes. So, oh, actually no, sorry, I'm getting it mixed up with bleaching. It's really good for your heart. This is very good for your heart, yeah. And heart disease is the top 3 leading causes of disease worldwide or in America, but it's pretty up there. So, this is very important. So, I'm not sure how long it takes. Oh, if you look inside, you can already see it eating away at the styrofoam. You see how it's thinner? Let's compare it with the insides of this. It's a lot thicker, the edge. And you can see how at the very bottom there. Yeah.
How much is the ATOMY omega-3?
I believe it's $30 before tax. I could be mistaken.
Include tax $23. 2 months.
$31.
2 months, $23.
$23.
Include tax.
Including tax, never mind. $30 is the lutein, I think. I just bought the lutein.
That's for 3 months.
Yes. Here. You guys can see how the bottom of that is being eaten away. Yeah, that's the difference comparison to this. And how fast, I was probably talking for what, a minute or 2?
Yes.
That's how fast acting this is.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, I think next time we'll do an actual comparison demonstration with maybe a Costco brand or something so you can see the difference. That this is not how most other omega-3 will behave. Anything else?
So do you guys have any questions? Even though we are done the meeting, and after meeting you can ask your sponsors to talk about more about the ATOMY products or compensation plan or company. So thank you for Jacqueline coming to show the to do the presentation for ATOMY company and products and marketing plan. So also.
So we're gonna close with our company motto, and we're